Class greetings. My name is Jamie Goldberg. I'm going to be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. It's great to have you be a part of our global communications class. This is COM 60211 Section 3. This is your official welcome video. And in addition, I'm also going to post a week 1 video, which is more traditional of what we're kind of cover in class here as you go forward. So I've also posted just a copy of sort of the notes I'm going to go through here just so you have a copy of that. And really what this is just sort of the top 10 things you need to know about class as we get started, a little bit about my background and some sort of expectations for what the class is about. I sort of do it in, hey, here are the top 10 things you need to know as we go forward for class. Number 1, excited and privileged to join you as the instructor for this class. Just enjoy doing this, and I'll talk more about my background in just a moment. Number 2, born and raised originally in the great state of Florida and spent many years down there, lived in South Florida and in Tampa, and then for the last 20 plus years have resided in North Carolina and in the central part of North Carolina, specifically in the Greensboro, High Point area, if you're familiar with that area. And they've been there for about 20 plus years. So always in the Southeast. I've traveled quite a bit of work, which I'll talk about, but always sort of a Southeastern flavor for my upbringing, if you will. So some people tell me I have a Southern accent, some people don't. So you probably hear an occasional y'all, and at least you understand where that comes from. Number 3, more specifically about my background. I have real passion for teaching, and I enjoy it very much. And for the past 18 years, I have taught at the collegiate level. I have taught for probably 15 years at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro in their communications department. And for the last 4 years, I have partnered with the Purdue program. So I was one of the original faculty members, and you got a chance to work with Dr. Bart Collins and sort of create some of the curriculum and sort of go through it all. So I've enjoyed it for what I do. In addition, like many of you, I work full-time as well. So I have had many jobs, which I'll talk about throughout the 8 weeks. But most recently and currently, I'm the full-time director for our organizational effectiveness department. I'm currently in the field of healthcare. I work at an organization called Cone Health in Central North Carolina. We're about 13,000 employees in total, about $1 billion in revenue, and work hand in hand with our senior team on key strategic initiatives, change management, strategic communications, things along that line. Enjoy it very, very much, and it's a very kind of dynamic field, if you will. In my past, I've been a consultant. I've worked for Fortune 500. I've worked for high tech. I've worked in manufacturing. I've worked in call centers. I've done a number of things. I've got a chance to go to Europe, Central America, South America, China, Canada, and so have some global in my background and have enjoyed sort of working in that space as well. So just a little bit about my background, and I'll talk more and more about the things I've done well and sometimes more importantly about the things I've screwed up and try and be very honest and transparent. Hey, this works and this doesn't, and kind of give you an understanding of that. So that's number 3. Number 4, a key tenet for me is to always treat you with dignity and respect, and for you to do the same with your classmates. I'm all about a spirited discussion, and there's the line, and let's be mindful of that line. We really have an issue with that, but I think it's important for me to say. Number 5, I want you to hear, I'm here to support your success. I'm not a gotcha kind of professor where I'm looking for you miss this period or you miss this or that. I try and really be here to be your partner in success. I realize many of you work, you may be a parent like I am, and it is not easy. And I get that real life comes into play, and the more, my rule is sort of the more you communicate with me, the more flexible I am. The less you communicate with me, the less flexible I am. So I like to just sort of put that out there as sort of point number 5, if you will, as you go forward. Point number 6, to kind of keep moving along, it's really important that you take on the mindset of, I'm going to be here, I'm going to share a tremendous amount with you. And you're going to really do yourself a disservice if you're not learning from your classmates. So engage. I would encourage you to be mindful of building relationships with those folks, right? It may help you just in class. It may help you in your career. And so just be mindful of how you can be supportive and understanding and connect with your classmates. That's one of the goals of this program, and I encourage you to take advantage of that. Number 7, sort of part confession, part not. So I'm a practitioner. I've certainly had the opportunity to teach full-time, and that's not what I love to do. I love to be out in the field. I love to be doing the work. I'm a practitioner, so I always have a bias for the real world. I am not going to catch you on commas and grammatical stuff. I'm going to give it to you. Here's how it's happened in the real world. Here's what's really going on. So that's the kind of things I'm looking for, and that's the feedback I'm going to be giving you. So just for you to be mindful of that, I like to sort of confess that on the front end. So again, my confession, a practitioner, not a theoretical guy. You'll get enough theory in other places. That's certainly important. It's a foundational piece, and I'm going to hit you with a lot of real world stuff that I think is most important. Number 8, just some thoughts about discussion posts, a few different things to be mindful of. I put in my sheet of paper here. The goal is for you to do a minimum of 3 posts. 1 post by midnight on Wednesday, and at least 2 more in response to somebody else by Sunday evening. Try not to wait to the deadline of Wednesday at 11:58 because then it impacts people's ability to do that. I will send you individual feedback and a grade each and every week after you turn it in. And then finally, what I do is I add what's called a midweek question, usually late Wednesday or early Thursday. That's usually around a hot topic, something newsworthy, and just get your response. Sometimes by the first 3 days, the topic sort of gets stale, so it's something I do to help kind of keep the discussion going, and that's how I sort of interact with you all on that front. So that's some stuff in discussion. I'll talk more about that in our other videos, so make sure you go see the week 1 video. Last 2 things, number 9, I'm really a big believer in building trust in what we do in strategic communications. Your job is to work with a wide variety of stakeholders, and part of your job is to be building trust and building connections. So we'll talk about the importance of that. And then finally, again, just looking forward to a great class, number 10. I really want to make sure you have a good experience here. The global communication is sort of what I'd call bookend heavy. So you sort of come out of the gates, there's a good amount of stuff for you to do. You get a little bit of a break in the middle of the 8 weeks, and then we go hard at the end. So use and manage your time wisely. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to go watch the week 1 video. Been a pleasure. Look forward to connecting with you all soon. Thanks.